Come with me down memory lane in Royal Oak, Michigan. Fun fact, I grew up right by the Detroit Zoo. I also want to say that the property value of this area went up tremendously since I was a kid, which you'll see more towards the end of this video where I explain it. Basically, all of our childhood houses are gone and they were replaced with multi-million-dollar houses. Don't know how they managed to fit them in the lots, but they did. Right now, you can just feel the vibe of cruising Woodward because that is a Michigan thing to do. Coming up on 12 Mile. Let's go! You guys see this bus stop right here where that bus is? Y'all, during my fucking addiction, that hotel wasn't there, by the way. I was trying to get on the bus to get to 8 Mile, and there was a bus driver. It pissed me right off, dude. And I manically flipped out, started punching the windows on the bus. It was wild. That was probably one of the only times that I can recall where no, there was a couple other. There's about 2 more that I just thought of. But anyways, yeah, that's the first time I went after a bus driver. Fuck with me on the wrong day and find out. So glad that ain't me no more. As a kid, I used to be so interested in what these buildings were because this Myers has been here as long as I can remember. And then when I became an adult and I realized that that's felony probation over there, I was no longer interested. I seen my future or some shit. There used to be a little critter that used to walk along the side of the road right here, and I love him and I miss him. Where's the critter? I got a story time, you guys. So, I don't know if anybody remembers back in the day where the people would pull up on you like, hey, you want to make a couple dollars? And they'd be like, all you need is an ID. I'll give you $100, blah, 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 blah. You just need a fucking ID. And what their goal is, they were going to send your ass in a phone store to fucking buy a bunch of iPhones, and then they're going to fuck up your credit, right? So anyways, one day, Sam was like, okay, I'm about to steal all this dude's money. So we went to this phone store, AT&T, specifically because you get in around the other side, and it has this door right here in the front. Sam went through that bitch and the other side, fucking ran through that door, fucking ran across the street, and I was parked right motherfucking here, right where I'm parked now, and we was gone. And actually, he was pulling that shit for 3 days before he was actually gone. Because he couldn't find a fucking phone store that he could sneak out of. So he had these people come 3 days in a row with this money, bro. And then he literally, the window was down and he fucking said, whoop, right in the window. Oh, good times. There used to be a Metro PCS right here when that shit went down. But yeah, figured you guys wanted a story time. All right, now I'm on the way to the high school because I want to show you guys my high school. It's actually funny because I was going to turn right here and then decided against it. I also wanted to mention, don't try any of this at home. These were very bad decisions on my part that I have learned from and got consequences from. So I just wanted to make it clear, I'm not glorifying anything in this video, and I do not recommend. I recommend staying in school. Would you guys like to hear about the first time I ran from the police? Anyways, this is Royal Oak High School. That's my high school. That's the high school I went to. This over here is the ice rink. So, it's called Lindell. And this is where we would go and smoke our fucking weed and our cigarettes every fucking day before school. We would come out those fucking doors. Hold on. Those doors right down the hallway, and we come straight over here. Y'all, I haven't been back here since I was fucking 14, y'all. No, 17, I lied. 17, I lied. Anyways, so let me tell you, we had this officer, her name was Officer Gazork. This was before Carter, which was the sergeant of Royal Oak for a while. Before he came into play. So this was the first year the school went from Kimball to Royal Oak High School. There's a porta potty back here? What the fuck? and we would come back here, y'all. So basically, we're sitting here one day, and we didn't see, because Officer Gazork, usually, she would, like, if she was looking for smokers in the morning, you wouldn't see her truck anywhere. So we already knew when you didn't see her truck that there was, like, a huge possibility that she was looking for smokers. But we didn't care. We came over here. We were smoking. Next thing we know, we see we're about right here, and we fucking just see Royal cop car come from back there and come around this way, and we start running, and we hear, "Stop fucking running!" It just chased us. Me and my friend Xavier and Mandy, we made it about like right here. But my friend Josh, he kept fucking running, and his ass made it all the way the fuck back to the school. Anyways, he ran around the whole fucking school, like this whole thing, ran back to the fucking school. And while our dumbasses are sitting there in the fucking office, here goes Josh, fucking wants to come by the office and wave and laugh and point. And then the officer's like, "Oh, there goes that motherfucker right there, get in here." And yeah, so they took us all, and I think my friend that ran and got away, I think they put him in juvie for a few weeks or some shit. I remember it was severe. We were in the back of the cop car, like they pulled up right here. We were like right here. They pulled up and they stopped the car and they turned around and like, because we're all in the back. She turns around with a flashlight on like, "Who's smoking pot in here?" And like, trust me, none of us had pot. So we're like, we wish we could be, but we don't have none. That was just a fucking Newport. And then she took all my damn cigarettes and gave me a fucking ticket. And then that started the whole lockup system. Let's go. When me and Katie were kids, we would fucking walk up here, because we only lived like a half a mile from here. And then what we would do is after we ate, we would go right across the street to explore the cemetery over here. This side, you can't even really get over there. Like, you can't get in there with a car. Every time you do, you get stuck. Me and Katie would walk through this, because this is the middle one. This one's technically owned by the city. It's Royal Oak Cemetery. So that's the cemetery on this side. There's also a cemetery on this side. And my best friend is right here. Because when me and Katie first started hanging out in the cemetery, there were no graves in the section at all. I think there was one or two in this whole section. Because we used to go hang out in these woods right here. Oh, you couldn't hear me. We would go hang out in these woods right here. I'm already sneaking up on Danielle. Danielle, I love you. I love you. I have videos back in the day of me and my friends driving my Ford Explorer in there and then getting surrounded by fucking deer, you guys. Halloween 2006, okay? You see these two new houses right here? That used to be an empty lot. And I don't know if you could see it, but that fence, I got another video I'll insert, but that fence used to have a hole in it. No, wait, sorry, it was this fence over here that had the hole in it. But anywho, that's how we would sneak in this bitch, and we'd go in those woods and we'd smoke. Well, on freaking Halloween 2006, I was 14 years old, we decided, okay, let's sneak through the freaking fence and come in here. Dude, they had police in here just circling, waiting for people to pop up. Now, my girl Brittany, she was trying to meet up with her boyfriend, and the quickest way to the Rite Aid, which is no longer there, was through the cemetery. We got about like right in that area by where them geese were, and then we seen police lights, and then we turned around and we went back through that fence. But my girl Brittany and Tony got busted. Got jammed, bro. Don't be in the cemetery at night. Like, what are we supposed to do on Halloween then? Okay, now I'm gonna show you how close to the cemetery that I lived. This is the back entrance, by the way. Coming up on 12 Mile. And this is my street. So this is the street that I grew up on. Behind these houses is the cemetery. See how that's like a dead end and there's no street? Yeah, because that's the cemetery behind there. And here we go. Here's the nice fancy houses that used to be a lot that we would sneak in. You go down this street for a little bit. That's actually the woods of the cemetery that's behind that. Now we are officially on the street that made me. And I just want to point out that none of these bougie houses were even here when I was living here. They're the houses here now. They tore down all our childhood homes and built these motherfuckers. Like that house has been here, that house has been here, that house has been here. And then they tore Katie's house down, y'all. They tore her house down and built that monstrosity. And these houses used to be Whittier Elementary School, but they tore Whittier down and Whittier stays! We were out here protesting when that shit went down. Whittier stays! Oh, it's still Whittier Park. That's so cute. I met Katie and her cousin Brittany at this park in the middle of this field. Yep, with my dog. And then they tore down my neighbor's house and built that house. And look at my little house. You're still hanging in there, 203 North Alexander. Well, the guy that lived in that house was a dickhead. One time, my best friend Colleen, who is like literally my best friend, she fucking came by my mom's house and fucking stole her reindeer from out front because I wouldn't come out the fucking house. And she brought him up here to Hungry Howie's and put him in the parking lot. Put my mom's fucking deer. She was pissed. She was pissed. But that shit is so funny to look back on now because my mom and Colleen are like so tight. So that shit is funny. And my mom was not playing about her fucking reindeer. You can't even fuck with gyms, dog. No ice cream place can fuck with that place.